Hi, Jewish Mom. So today I want to talk about Adar, because we all know that in Adar, then we're supposed to be Mishinichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. From when we enter Adar, and we already came into Adar last week. From when we come into Adar, we're supposed to be abundantly happy. We're supposed to be great in our happiness. So I was in touch last week with Rebbetzin Mina Esther Gordon from Melbourne. And I asked her, how exactly are we meant to do this? How happy are we supposed to be in Adar? How are we supposed to be happier? How are we supposed to work on this? Are we supposed to be happy every moment? So she sent me, Rebbetzin Mina, sent me a sicha from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, it's about how to be happy. And so I've been using this sicha. This class from this class given by the Rebbe in 1992, as kind of my guideline. Every day, trying to put into place certain things that I learned from this class from the Rebbe. So I wanted to share that with you because I've been finding it helpful in my pursuit of happiness. This Adar Aleph. But first of all, I want to give you the framework, the context for this sicha. It's not a very easy context. A few days before the Rebbe gave this sicha, it was 1992, in Adar of 1992, and a few days before, on the second day of Adar, a young mother named Pesha Leah Lapine, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. She something really, really horrific, a horrific tragedy took place. That somebody broke into her house. She was a mother with four children, and murdered her, stabbed her to death, in front of her toddler, so reading about this event afterwards at the funeral, the Rebbe walked in the funeral procession, and just looked completely devastated, of course. And it was a very, very heavy event in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, in the Lubavitch community. And a few weeks after that, then the Rebbe had his first stroke. This was not a time in Lubavitch history where it was easy to be happy. A very, very heavy time in the Lubavitch community, and in the Jewish world. So this sicha is not given just for people who are where it's natural to be happy. It's giving tips, it's giving advice for people who are having a hard time being happy. Okay, so these things. So I've decided, based on the sicha, to take on 4 things, and another 2. That I kind of added on, which I thought were in the spirit of the sicha. The first thing is that I'm trying every day of Adar. A bli neder I'm taking upon myself for all 60 days of Adar. I'm trying to do, according to this, as the Rebbe mentions in the sicha, that one of the greatest sources of happiness is learning Torah. So I'm trying every day to listen to some kind of a Torah lesson or learn something from Torah. It could even be, I'll just tell you, 2 nights ago we had a really big group of guests, and so I was up until very, very late, cleaning up after them, and I think it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I decided, okay, I have not yet done my Torah learning, so I just listened for 5 minutes to a bit of a Torah lesson, and then that was how. But if I have more time, I'll listen to an entire class. Something that moves me, something that affects me. So that's something I'm trying to do every day of Adar. The next thing is that I'm trying to do things to make other people happy, because the Rebbe explains that the ikar, that the main part of happiness is actually being happy with other people, making other people happy. So I'm trying every day to do some kind of chesed, act of kindness in my neighborhood, the people around me. I've been trying. I started a few weeks ago. I've been trying to cook more for moms who just had a baby, those are the days when I'm doing something big. It can be on a small day when I don't have the time to do something that big. Then I'll just go into my neighborhood WhatsApp group. Someone asks a question like, where can I buy cranberry sauce? And I answer them. And that's my chesed for the day, just to kind of do something to help another person in my community. The next thing is, the Rebbe says, to make my family members happy, to do something to make my husband happy, to do something to make my children happy. I decided that every day of Adar, something I've been doing so far is I bought these really tiny prizes. And every day I give to my little kids, I give them a little prize, and I say, this is in honor of the month of Adar. So that's been going well so far. And another thing that I try to do all year round is I'm doing something once a day to make myself happy. And the Rebbe says it should be something gashmi. He says for women, something is like buying yourself nice clothing, buying yourself jewelry. That's kind of the traditional things. I do other things, things that are like self-care for me, things that I enjoy, that make me happy, that are just fun. Okay, and these are two things that I think that the Rebbe would approve of, but it's not explicitly mentioned in the Sikha. One is that I'm just trying every day. So Rebbe Mina, she said that in Lubavitcher Chassidus, that one of the main things is having a positive attitude, no matter the circumstances that you are facing in your life, no matter that this difficult thing is happening, that difficult thing is happening, having a positive attitude. So to that end, I'm trying every day to think of 10 things that I'm grateful for. But this is the difficult part. That I'm trying to say things that I have not mentioned before. Things so I can't every day say like I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm looking, I'm smelling. Every day I'm trying to come up with something new. And so I just want to give you an example. Like the other night I was walking, I was out on a walk, and I thought to myself, okay, what am I going to be thankful for? And I thought to myself, wait, if I didn't have a neck, like that would be terrible. Like I couldn't look around, like that would be awful. And what if I didn't have an elbow? And I couldn't reach, and like I couldn't feed myself. And what if I didn't have knuckles? And I couldn't, it would be very hard to pick things up. And I didn't have feeling in my fingers. My mother, of blessed memory, she had MS for many years. And so she actually did not have feelings in her fingertips. It made it very hard so that she wasn't able to cook for many years because she couldn't cut things lest she would cut herself because she didn't have feeling in her fingertips. What a bracha that I have feeling in my fingertips. The other thing that I try to do, and this is the last of the 6 things I'm trying to do every day of Adar, even in a microscopic way, is to give thanks for something difficult, to see the blessing in something difficult in my life. So anything difficult, if I'm struggling with a certain child, then I think 5 reasons why this is actually a blessing, why there's actually something good, why there's like an upshot of this thing I'm going through. Okay, so just to review. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is limud Torah, trying every day to learn a little bit of Torah. It could be even 5 minutes. The next thing is making other people around me happy, like doing a chesed for my neighbors. The next thing is making my family members happy. Wait, this is actually my son knocking at the door. 1 second. Yaakov, just 1 second. I'm making just one. I'm already going to be with you, okay? So another thing is to make my family members happy. The next thing is doing something to make myself happy through self-care. The next thing is being grateful for 10 new things every day. The next thing is thinking of 5 reasons I'm grateful for things that are difficult in my life. And so happying in Adar. I hope it goes well for you. And thanks very much to Rebbe Mina Esther Gordon for sending me this amazing sikha. And thank you also to my friend Ilana. You know who you are. Who also gave me input in coming up with these different 6 ideas. Okay, thanks so much. Shabbat shalom.